Adhyaya 9, Shloka 9. Adhyaya 9 and Shloka 9. Navamodhyayah, Navamah Shlokah. न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनवदासीनम् असक्तन्तेषु कर्मसु. In Shloka 7 as well as Shloka 8, Bhagavan described himself as the cause of the creation as well as resolution of the universe. Srishti as well as Laya are caused by Paramatma. If Paramatma is responsible for both Srishti and Laya, is he not subject to the effect of those two karmas, Srishti and Laya? Because when we jivas perform any action, we receive its result in the form of punya and papa. If you do any good action, you receive the punya, and if you do any evil action, you receive the papa. Likewise, is not Paramatma subject to the punya and the papa? Then in the shloka, Bhagavan answers that he is not affected by the results of those karmas. He Dhananjaya, O Dhananjaya, Arjuna. Dhananjaya is another name of Arjuna. Tani karmani mam na nibadhanti. Those karmas, the karmas of Ishvara. In fact, Ishvara is supposed to have 5 types of actions. Panchakritya, as it is mentioned in Lalita Sahasranama, Panchakritya Parayana. Ishvara is supposed to do 5 types of actions: Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, Nigraha, and Anugraha. Srishti means creation. Sthiti sustenance of the universe, laya, resolution of the universe, nigraha, punishing those who do evil, meaning anybody who does adharma, he receives the result of the adharma in the form of dukkha, in the form of suffering. Who gives the suffering? Ishvara. It is called nigraha, dushta nigraha, and anugraha. He blesses all the good actions, dharma, by giving the result of the dharma, by giving the result of the punya, and also by answering the prayers. These are the five actions. And Bhagavan is constantly doing all these actions regularly. They are the karmas. Tani karmani. Those karmas. Mam na nibadhanti. They do not bind me. They do not produce their effect. As far as Ishvara is concerned, why udasinavadasinam? Because despite doing the karma, the Paramatma is udasinavat. Despite blessing the karmas, despite enabling all the karmas, he is not involved in the karma. Because Ishvara is free from the identification in the form of doership and enjoyership, kartrutva and bhoktrutva. Therefore, Shankaracharya says, यथा उदासीनः उपेक्षकः कश्चित्, just like an udasina person. Udasina means he is indifferent. Something is happening in front, but this person is just sitting beside without involving, without taking any interest in the action. Likewise, the Paramatma, despite being cause of the five types of actions, in his own nature, he does not have any changes. He does not have any modifications. Therefore, he is called Udasinavat Asinaha. He remains like an indifferent person. And also Asaktam. Udasinavadasinam is one reason why he is not affected by the karma. And Asaktam is another word, another reason. Asaktam means Abhimana Varjitam. He is free from identification. He does not identify with the karma as the doer. Therefore, elsewhere, same Bhagavan had said, Vidhi akartaram avyayam tasya kartaram apimam vidhi akartaram avyayam. In chapter 4, even though I do all these actions, srishti, etc., in reality I am akarta. I am not the doer. There is no abhimana. There is no identification as the doer. Therefore, teshu karmasu asaktam, since he does not identify with those actions, he is not affected. Therefore, Ishvara does not have punya and papa, because even though he is doing the karma, he does not identify with the karma. Next shloka. मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः सूयते सचराचरम् हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विपरिवर्तते. Now, Bhagavan himself explains the word udasina vadasina. If someone is really doing an action, how can he call himself, I am indifferent, I am not really doing? These two seem contradictory, because previously in Shloka 7, he had told Kalpadau Visrajamyaham, Visrajami, I create. And in Shloka 9, he said Udasina Vadasinam, I sit like an indifferent person, like a neutral person. These two seem to be contradictory. I am working, in the meantime, I am indifferent. How these two statements can be reconciled? Bhagavan says, in reality, the Paramatma Swarupa, it does not undergo any change. It is avyaya. Then what undergoes changes? The Prakrti, Maya. Maya undergoes changes. Therefore, the actual creation happens on account of modification in Maya. But the modification in Maya is not possible without the gracious presence of Paramatma, by mere presence, Sannidhi Matre, by mere presence, Paramatma ensures that all the process of creation, etc., do happen. Therefore, without actually doing any action, Paramatma is enabling all the actions, making all the actions possible by his mere presence. Just like the sun does not do anything other than shine. But on account of the presence of the sun, the whole world is able to do its functions. Therefore, Mayadhyakshena, Maya Adhyakshena, Paramatma is present as the Adhyaksha. Adhyaksha means Drishimattra Swarupena Avikriyatmana. Without any change, without any Vikriya, he blesses with his consciousness, blesses with his Chaitanya. Prakrti Sacharacharam Suyate. The Prakriti produces, the Prakriti gives rise to the whole universe, which include moving as well as non-moving beings. Sacharacharam, chara as well as achara. Both types of beings are present in this Jagat. They originate from the Prakriti. And since the Prakriti cannot act without the presence of Paramatma, indirectly we say Paramatma is the cause. But in reality, there is no change in Paramatma. Therefore, by being present, being just present, by his mere presence, he makes everything possible. Therefore, he is free from doership and enjoyership. Therefore, the actions do not affect him. Anena hetuna, on account of this reason, the presence of Paramatma, the blessing of Paramatma, Jagat Viparivartate, this Jagat continues, continues its course, the course of Srishti, Sthiti and Pralaya. Therefore, Paramatma is free from Kartrutva and Bhoktrutva, free from doership and enjoyership. Therefore, he is free from samsara. Doership and enjoyership are responsible for samsara. Paramatma, being free from doership and enjoyership, is free from samsara, asamsari. Next shloka. Avajananti mam mudhaha manushim tanumashritam param bhavamajananto mama bhutamaheshwaram. In this shloka, as well as in the following, Bhagavan talks about the ignorant ones who choose to be ignorant because they are mudhaha, deluded ones. Deluded because they do not understand where they should seek happiness, whether they should seek happiness in the material world or whether they should seek happiness in Paramatma. They do not understand. Therefore, they end up seeking happiness in the material world. Thereby, they ignore the presence of Paramatma. They ignore the presence of the true source of happiness, the true source of fulfillment. Therefore, they continue to be in samsara, continue to suffer in samsara again and again, perpetually. See the shloka. Manushim tanum ashritam bhutamaheshwaram mam. There are two descriptions of Paramatma. Manushim tanum ashritam bhutamaheshwaram. Paramatma is bhutamaheshwara. Bhutanam mahan ishwaraha. The ultimate Lord of all the beings. There are many lords, but the ultimate Lord is only Paramatma, Ishvara. Therefore, Bhutamaheshwaram and the Bhutamaheshwara, Paramatma, is in this body. He is very much present in every body, even in our own body. Manushim tanum ashritam. He is present in this human body. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hrideshe Arjuna tishtati. The Ishvara is present in everybody's heart, all pervasive. Therefore, he is present even here as the very consciousness, as our own self. Therefore, he is present even in the heart of the mudha, the deluded, ignorant person. But they fail to recognize his presence. They ignore his presence and refuse to recognize his presence. Mama param bhavam ajanantaha, without knowing the ultimate nature of the Paramatma, without understanding that Paramatma is the source of true happiness, the source of ultimate happiness. Therefore, if I want permanent happiness, I should seek Paramatma. They fail to understand this. And therefore, Mam Avajananti, they look down upon me, the Paramatma. They refuse to acknowledge the presence of Paramatma. And what is happening? Yeah, Sandhya, any problem? What happened? Please send a message if there is any issue.
Yeah, Swamiji, your voice is breaking quite a bit.
Oh, I think it's better to. I'm not able to switch off my video. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I think I'll switch off my video.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it better now? I don't know. There is no other way to improve the quality. Connectivity is very poor here. Yeah, Chandrasekhar.
Yes, Swamiji. Can
Yes.
hear you now? Maybe I
Okay.
will switch off my video also.
Yeah, yeah. It's better all switch off their videos.
A little better.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, it's getting recorded. If anything is missed, you can listen to the recording later on. Yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah. Because the connectivity is a bit fluctuating
Yes.
and erratic here.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Mam Avajananti, the deluded ones, the ignorant ones, they refuse to accept the presence of Ishvara and pursue Ishvara as their goal. Yeah. Next shloka. Yeah. Mogha karmano मोघज्ञानाविचेतसः राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिताः. The mudhaha, the deluded ones, they are described. Why they remain deluded with respect to Paramatma? Rakshasim asurim chaiva mohinim prakritim shritaha. They have taken recourse to two types of prakritis, two types of tendencies. One is Rakshasi Prakriti and another is Asuri Prakriti. There are two words, Asura and Rakshasa. There is a difference between these two. The word Asura means Asushu Ramante iti Asuraha. Those who revel in the body are called Asuraha. They are interested in the body, obsessed with the body, its appearance, its nourishment, and the material comforts, material enjoyments. They are obsessed with the material enjoyment. Such people are called Asura. And the tendency of the Asuras is called Asuri Prakriti. The nature of the Asuras, the tendency of the Asuras. Here we are not talking about some other beings other than human beings. We are not talking about them. We are discussing the human beings. Even among human beings, there can be asuras. If someone is obsessed with the body and material pleasure, he is an asura. And such tendency is called asuri prakriti. The obsession with the body leads to desires, desire for material goals, etc. And then there is a Rakshasa. The word Rakshasa also has a derivation. Rakshanti janaha asmat iti Rakshasaha. Rakshasa is the one from whom people try to protect themselves. People try to save themselves from him. Means they try to avoid him. Such person is called a Rakshasa. He is very harsh, very cruel. Such people are called Rakshasas. So Rakshasi Prakriti is such a tendency. So Asuri tendency and Rakshasi tendency. The Asuri Prakriti is kama, desire, self-centeredness, etc. Whereas Rakshasi Prakriti is krodha, anger, himsa, violence, harshness, and so on. And both these prakritis, they are mohini, they are deluding in nature. As long as one entertains these two types of prakritis, they keep deluding an individual. One cannot get rid of delusion. One cannot get rid of moha. Therefore, Rakshasi and Asuri Prakriti are called Mohini Prakriti. They delude the individual, keep the person in ignorance, ignorance about himself, as well as ignorance about the right and wrong. What is right, what is wrong, he is not able to understand. Therefore, Moghashaha, such people who take recourse to Rakshasi and Asuri tendencies, they will have Moghasha. They are Moghasha. Moghashaha is a Bahuvrihi Samasa. Moghaha, Ashaha, Yesham te Moghashaha. Their desires are useless. Mogha. Mogha means futile, useless. They have useless desires because all their desires are directed towards temporary material goals. Therefore, their desires do not drive them to accomplish the permanent happiness. Therefore, moghasha. In fact, all material objects, the desire for any material object is ultimately mogha, futile, because the material goal, it is temporary. Therefore, as far as the permanent happiness is concerned, it is futile. Mogha karmana, all their karmas, all their actions are mogha, futile, because even their karmas, even their actions, they are aimed at the material goals. Therefore, they do not lead to anything permanent. They do not lead to moksha. Mogha jnanaha, even their jnana, their knowledge, all the information that they have accumulated is also mogha, futile, because they have only worldly wisdom, how to deal with this world, how to gain in a particular transaction, how to take benefit of others. They may have such knowledge, but it is mogha, and they are vichetasaha. They don't have viveka, nityanitya viveka. They do not have what is permanent, what is impermanent, what goal will give them permanent happiness. They don't have this understanding. Therefore, vichetasaha. Therefore, they fail to attain Paramatma. They fail to progress in the spiritual journey, and they continue to be in samsara. This is the fate of the people who entertain Rakshasi as well as Asuri Prakritis. Shloka 30. Mahatmanastu mam partha दैवीं प्रकृतिमाश्रिताः भजन्त्यनन्यमनसो ज्ञात्वा भूतादिमव्ययम्. You can keep your microphones mute while chanting. Yeah. Then there are Mahatmanaha. In Shloka 12, 11 and 12, Bhagavan talked about Asuri and Rakshasi Prakriti. Now, Bhagavan discusses the wise ones, the wise men who understand the futility of the material goals, the material enjoyment, and seeks Paramatma. Mahatmanastu. The word tu indicates Vailakshanya, the distinction, the contrast. Unlike the Mudha who were discussed in the previous two shlokas, Mahatmanaha, the Mahatmas, Mahan Atma Yasya Saha Mahatma. Here, Atma means mind. The people whose minds are great, they are called Mahatmas. They have a mature mind, a spiritually mature mind, a ripened mind. Therefore, it is full of magnanimity, broad mindedness, compassion, wisdom, and so on. Daivim prakritimashitaha. They take recourse to Daivi Prakriti, the Daivi tendencies, the tendencies of the Devatas, in the form of Daya, compassion, Shama, Dama, restraint of the mind, senses, Shraddha, faith, and so on. All the good qualities, all the qualities that are desirable for the pursuit of moksha are called Daivi Prakriti. Daivim Prakritim Ashritaha. They take recourse to Daivi tendencies. They entertain all the good tendencies, all the noble tendencies in themselves. Let me have compassion. Let me have broad mindedness. Let me be generous. And they try to be so, both in their thought as well as in their action. Mam bhutadim avyayam jnatva. They understand the greatness of Paramatma. Mam jnatva. They understand the importance of Paramatma, the greatness of Paramatma. Bhutadim avyayam. They understand Paramatma as the Bhutadi, as the cause of all the beings, as the source of everything, and avyayam, without any change. Paramatma is free from all changes. Therefore, he is the only eternal goal. They understand this. And then Ananya Manasaha Bhajanti. Ananya Manasaha. Without moving their mind away, with the commitment, with the dedication, Mam Bhajanti. They worship me, they pursue me, they try to attain me, Paramatma. Let's stop here. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.